I'd like to call this meeting of the Festus City Council to order. Roll call, please.
Councilman Boyer,
Here.
Councilman Underwood, Councilman Wilkie, Councilman Weiner,
Here.
Councilman Dennis,
Here.
Councilman Venz,
Here.
Councilman Cook,
Here.
Councilman Tennant.
We do have a quorum. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic
Stands
one
one
nation,
nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may have a seat. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda we have tonight for warrants. $575,265.50.
So moved. Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Roll call, please.
Councilman Boyer,
Yes.
Councilman Underwood, Councilman Weiner,
Yes.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman Venz,
Yes.
Councilman Cook.
Yes. Motion passes. Remarks of visitors. We do have Mr. Tom Wells.
Don't see him.
Mr. Wells?
Mr. Mayor, Tom had texted me this morning and said that he had received his second COVID shot over the weekend and that he woke up not feeling real well today. So I didn't know whether to expect him or not.
Okay.
Tom, it looks like you're on the call, but he's connecting to audio now. Give him a moment. Looks like he's having some audio trouble. Tom, can you hear us? We wouldn't be able to patch him through the Zoom call. Tom, we're not able to see you or hear you. Let's go ahead and drop him from the call and we'll see if we can come in.
I just messaged him to let him know he was on, but I don't see anything coming back in a message from him to me either.
Oh, there he is.
Here he is.
Great.
Tom, we can see you. Can you hear us? Is he still muted? Yeah. Tom, well, if he tries to figure that out, why don't we go ahead and continue?
Okay. Tonight, we have Bill 4624. Would the clerk please read that bill?
Bill number 4624, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, approving the planned unit development revision for overlay Lot 6 of Festus Commerce and Business Center Lot 6, incorporating Exhibit A attached here to as part of this ordinance and establishing an effective date.
Bill 4624 is now open for discussion. Can I have the staff report, please?
Sure, Mr. Mayor and Council, good evening. This is the Goodwin Investment Project out on Shapiro Drive or Festus Commerce Center. It's the lot they're speaking of is specifically the furthest southeast lot, Lot 6. It's the highest one up on the hill out there. And they wanted to change that. It was originally in the PUD overlay zoned for multifamily, and they wanted to change that to warehouse sales and commercial retail. I believe we have a couple of representatives on the line also can add any additional information. This did go through P&Z last week, and they recommended approval.
Mr. Goodwin, did you want to address the council?
No, I'm just here to answer any questions that you might have. There's more of an interest for more commercial development, obviously, than residential. So that's why we're requesting that be changed.
All righty, sir.
All right, Larry, tip your hand. What's going in over there?
Well, it's Weidman Pools has put it under contract.
Now I can hear.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Yeah, it's Weidman Pools is going to buy that and build a facility out there and for display of their pools. I believe they're going to put some in-ground pools as well as a new office, and they'll have retail sales as well as wholesale, but it'll be a full line for the pool supply business as well as pool installation. So it's going to bring some revenue into the city as far as sales tax, that type of thing, because they're right now out in the county.
Yep.
So
I appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, do I have a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4624 for the second time in title only?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Would the city clerk please read Bill 4624 for the second time?
Bill number 4624, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, approving the planned unit development provision for overlay Lot 6 of Festus Commerce and Business Center Lot 6, incorporating Exhibit A attached here to as part of this ordinance and establishing an effective date. Councilman Tenen? Councilman Cook?
Yep.
Councilman Benz?
Yes.
Councilman Dennis?
Yes.
Councilman Weiner?
Yes.
Councilman Underwood?
Yes.
Councilman Boyer?
Yes.
Bill number 4624 has passed. Before I go to Bill 4625, I want to give Mr. Wells, can you hear us all right?
Yeah.
Okay, we can hear you now. Mr. Wells wants to address the council on building a stage at South Adams.
Adams and 4th Street.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Wells. You'll have.
I'd like to see about getting maybe a small stage built there, maybe about the size of the one at Sunset Park. And there'd be a lot of functions done if I had a stage down there. I've actually tried playing down there with bands before, and it just playing on a pavilion gets to be tough when you got people walking around. So most musicians actually like a stage. And if you ever look at that spot down there, it's probably one of the nicest spots in town as far as playing music. I sent our councilman, Dave Boyer, some pictures of the actual area and what it looks like. And, so I just think it would be a great thing, not only for the neighborhood, but for the city, because I could do a lot of things.
All righty, sir. Are there anybody have any question of Mr. Wells?
I wonder if that would have to be elevated right there like the existing pavilion is for it to be completely out of the floodplain. I have no problem with that. I think it'd be a good location for something like that. Tommy's brought this to me and we talked about it and I went down and looked at it. It would be facing the west. The sound would be
facing east.
facing east or facing
Yeah.
west? Facing the church, right?
Facing east. No, facing towards the mall area.
Oh,
That way.
all right. So I got that wrong on the pictures. Okay. So you'd be one facing east. Okay.
Could we
Yeah,
get a
that's fine.
copy of the pictures?
That spot is actually already elevated right there. If you look at those pictures, you'll see where it's actually, it's elevated right there. I've been watching it over the last 4 or 5 years, and the only time I've ever seen the water come up was a flash flood. I saw a flash flood maybe once, and it went right back down. So but like I say, if you look right there on those pictures where the pavilion is now, that spot is already elevated.
Hey, Greg, is that still in a floodplain?
That's something we would certainly need to look at.
Yeah, because that would require a little
Obviously,
more.
since this is public comment, and we're kind of out of the habit of doing this. This is just an opportunity for Mr. Wells to
Oh.
speak, and you guys take it under advisement. But we can certainly take a closer look as far as the floodplain. in
Yeah,
that
we're going
area.
to need to.
And I
Could
tell
we-
you, one of
Could
the
we get a
things I
copy
really
of the
think-
pictures?
Excuse me?
Could we get a copy of the pictures that you sent Dave?
Yeah, I can send them.
Yeah, or get them to the city administrator so you can get them to
Oh,
us?
yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All righty. Anything else, Mr. Wells?
Well, I tell you, I don't know if you guys know, but there used to be 11 houses there in that spot right there. So that's kind of like sacred ground. You know, that actually the spot where the pavilion and where the stage would actually sit. That was my Uncle Sherman's house. I spent a lot of time there. So as a musician, personally, it'd be a good thing for me, but it'd be a good thing just for the community, period. I think I could just do a lot more things with a stage.
All righty. Thank you, Mr. Wells. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for bringing it to us. And we
Appreciate
will certainly have this idea under consideration and look into it to see what we can do. Thank
And I
you.
appreciate that.
Thanks, Tommy.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for coming in.
Guys. Appreciate it.
At this time, I'd like to, we have Bill 4625 on the agenda. Would the clerk please read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 4625, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, approving the plat of Festus Commerce and Business Center Plat 6 and establishing an effective date.
Staff report?
Apologize about that. I may have filled out my report incorrectly. It is actually, is this lots 4? Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, the language on it is correct. It's Business Center Plat 6 as split
Oh, I apologize.
4 into 3 separate parcels. So you're okay, Mark.
Thank you. Okay, so this is the lot directly south of where Butler Supply and Southeastern Services are going in. They're looking to split this up 3 lots. Add an improvement of the small street and cul-de-sac there. Everything they've submitted is perfect and should meet all planning and zoning subdivision codes. P&Z recommended this for approval last week.
Are there any comments? Hearing none, do I have a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4625 for the second time in title only?
So moved.
Motion's been made
Second.
and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, would you please read Bill 4625 for the second time in title only?
Bill number 4625, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, approving the plat of Festus Commerce and Business Center Plat 6 and establishing an effective date. Councilman Boyer.
Yes.
Councilman Underwood.
Yes.
Councilman Weiner.
Yes.
Councilman Dennis.
Yes.
Councilman Venz.
Yes.
Councilman Tenen,
Yes.
Councilman Cook.
Yes.
Bill 4625 has passed. We also have Bill 4626 on the agenda tonight. Would the clerk please read that bill for the first time?
Bill number 4626, an ordinance of the Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, approving the plat of Mill Street Hill and establishing an effective date.
Staff report, please.
Thank you again, Mr. Mayor and council members. This is a larger lot at the very top of Mill Street, just past 9th as you begin to round the corner. They're looking to split it into two nearly even lots. Everything they've submitted meets the current planning and zoning. They actually have plans in to build on one of those lots right away. And this went through P&Z last week, and as well, again, unanimously was recommended for approval.
Are there any other discussion or questions?
I just have one comment. As being the former owner of that lot, it was my dad's lot for probably 50 years. I'll sit out on the vote for yays and nays on this, please.
All righty. Is there any other discussion? If not, do I have a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4626 for the second time in title only?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, would you please read Bill 4626 for the second time, title only?
Bill number 4626, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, approving the plat of Mill Street Hill and establishing an effective date. Councilman Boyer,
Yes.
Councilman Underwood,
Yes.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman,
Yes.
Councilman Vins,
Yes.
Councilman Tenen.
Yes. Motion passes. Bill 4626 has passed.
Thank you, gentlemen, and everyone have a great week.
Thanks, Mark.
See you, Mark.
See you, Mark. Thank you. And also tonight, we have Bill 4627 on the agenda. Would the clerk please read Bill 4627 for the first time?
Bill number 4627, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, imposing a temporary moratorium on the issuance of packaged liquor licenses and establishing an effective date.
Staff report, please.
Thank you, gentlemen. Mayor, in your packet, you'll see I have a report prepared. This would be a 90-day moratorium that would allow us to review any of the planning and zoning restrictions and any modifications to the existing code specific to packaged liquor. This is in consideration of the recent request for a liquor store in the historic downtown development district. We feel this moratorium and review is warranted. Any proposed changes would require complete review and approval by Planning and Zoning City Council. I think it gives us a chance to step back, take a look at obviously the traffic situation that we're well aware of, not just at the corner of Main and Mill, but throughout downtown, but also the type of businesses, what they may present as far as additional security, additional police or firework in the area. Brian, I don't know if there's anything else that you would want to add. Brian, of course, did the legwork on preparing the ordinance.
Thank you, Greg. No, I think that pretty well covers it. I think what was expressed was that there was a desire by staff to spend some time analyzing the suitability of locations for packaged liquor, and this gives staff some time to study those and permits. If should an application come in, permits that to essentially be tabled for a period of time while staff completes its review of the appropriate zoning designations where for packaged liquor.
Hey, Greg, question for you. Does a moratorium expire on its own, or does it come back to council for discussion on what you find and what your determination is?
We would expect that we would be able to complete any review and make sure that we had everything in place related to any questions you have, any modifications you would want to see before we even send it to planning and zoning.
Okay.
And Greg, I'll just add that the ordinance is written so as to expire within 90 days unless action is taken to terminate it early by the council or to extend it. So further action would be needed by the council if there was a desire to extend it.
Is there any other discussion? Hearing none. I need to have a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4627 for the second time in title only.
So moved.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, would you please read Bill 4627 for the second time?
Bill number 4627, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, imposing a temporary moratorium on the issuance of packaged liquor licenses and establishing an effective date. Councilman Tenen?
Yes.
Councilman Cook?
Yes.
Councilman Benz?
Yes.
Councilman Dennis?
Yes.
Councilman Weiner?
Yes.
Councilman Boyer?
Yes.
Councilman Underwood?
Bill 4627 has passed. New business.
Gentlemen, on the agenda is a request from the senior class of 2021 for them to do their usual fireworks display at graduation on May 25th of this year, weather permitting.
Only question I have, to throw water on it, I'm going to ask the old COVID question. It depends on what level, wouldn't it, before this would be approved?
If we would be under any type of COVID indicator level, they would be required to submit a safety plan to administration.
Thank you.
Is there any other questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the request by the parents of the senior class of 2021 to have a fireworks display at graduation.
So moved.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, if you'll let them know that they can have the fireworks display.
Blast away.
Any old business?
No, sir.
No old business. Mayor and council reports, Mr. Boyer.
See, we got the mirror up down there. That's looking good. Already had some compliments on that. So it was a needed area for that. And still getting a couple of complaints on the potholes and stuff, but I told him, I said, well, we got a guy that's in charge of that. It's going to be taken care of like everything else is. But that's about all I have, Mr. Mayor, right now.
All right, thank you, sir. Mr. Underwood. Mr. Venz.
Nothing, sir.
Mr. Tenen.
A couple small things. Matt, did you find out anything about those light fixtures on Hawk Point?
Yes, sir. Greg and I reviewed the proposal that Ameren sent us, and we approved that. And I'm waiting to hear back from their construction division about installing it. I think it was only $2,000 or less.
Less than that.
It was jump change.
So we're gonna get some
We're
lights
gonna put it
in
on
it?
an existing pole. There's a wooden pole there, and we can put the light right on the corner.
That whole strip though, where there's no houses, I don't think there's any lights on.
I didn't contemplate anything like that. I thought it was just for the safety of turning in on the corner. I didn't understand it was along that road.
Can you look into that as well?
Yeah, that'll be much more costly. Yes, sir, I can do that.
That's why I said, oh. I mean, I think we've talked about it before. I'm not really sure what the problem is, but there's no lights basically from Sunshine there all the way to the first house.
Okay.
So that's the issue.
I drove that area recently. As far as.
Okay, I'll tell them it's still in review.
At
The other,
the very least, we get the one on the corner,
yeah,
which is probably, as far as safety goes, that was pretty undeniable. I don't know.
the other question I had was, it's been a few years ago when we approved the, this is probably for Tim, the side-by-sides, and then we kind of changed the ordinance to get rid of them.
Mhm.
The guy asked me the other day about golf carts. Is that going to still fall in the same category? So unless they're a licensed vehicle? Okay. Okay, that's all I have. Thank you.
All right. All righty, thank you, sir. Mr. Cook.
Got a real nice compliment from Deborah Martin on the parks. I sent that to Greg, and hopefully you'll relay it to Josh. And I got several texts and phone calls of excitement from a radio interview that Barb Lowry and Josh Whaley did. That sparked a lot of interest on the Lambert Hill side of town. So kind of can't wait to see that come to the show and see how it pans out. So that's all I have, sir. Thank you.
All righty, thank you. Councilman Weiner.
Just a couple things. It's nice to see that Barb has joined into the weekly or biweekly report so that we can have an idea of updates from her. So in addition to Greg knowing what's up there, and Matt, and now Barb, it's really a nice communication to be receiving all that information. I'd encourage everyone, if you haven't, to sign up for the Festus texting also. I signed up, and you'll see if there's street problems or water or if something is closed down or whatever it may be. So that's also been a really nice addition to the communication line that we've got going out to our citizens. The parks are really looking like they're full of a lot of people right now. I know water's not on and stuff out there yet, so looking forward to the water being on. Hoping that with our manpower the way it is, that we'll be able to sufficiently keep up with things, because I know that our parks people are really busy right now. Thank you also for that mirror down there that Councilman Boyer talked about. That's a nice, safe addition. And that's all I have, sir.
All righty. Thank you, sir. Councilman Dennis.
Nothing, sir.
All righty. Thank you, sir. I don't have very much tonight, other than we still need to stay vigilant, wearing our masks, social distancing, those sorts of things. It looks like the county's pulling out of it and the city's pulling out of it. So we hope to keep that trend going so that once again, hopefully we can have a whole council sitting here at the council chambers. Is there anything else? Any other discussion?
Sam?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to say that I just got back from Colorado, and I don't think we realized how fortunate we are on the mask mandate. Basically, if you get out of your car and you walk any distance, if you don't have your mask on, they're going to give you a warning, and then they're going to give you a ticket. I wore my mask basically for 10 days, and I lost all count of where I was at most time, and I'd be driving with it on. And it's just because you just got used to somebody tapping you on the shoulder and say, hey, we want your mask. Going into restaurants, you have to fill out paperwork. I'm not gonna say it's a joke, but it was more than I was interested in behaving.
They were real serious about it out there.
Oh man, they were very serious. So that's all I got.
All righty, thank you. That's the way they are in Hawaii. They're real serious about it too.
Yeah.
Well, I could talk about Hawaii all evening, but of course I won't. I'd entertain a motion to go into closed session.
So moved.
Motion's been made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Councilman Boyer?
Here.
Councilman Underwood? Councilman Weiner?
Yes.
Councilman Dennis?
Yes.
Councilman Benz?
Yes.
Councilman Cook?
Yes.
Councilman Tenen?
We'll take 5 minutes and be into